Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday, Kentucky. We just had a light go out just before we went on the show. They're in the process of fixing it, so sorry we're a little bit dark. How are we, girls?
Hey, doing well. Still trying to get my voice back.
I know, it sounds like it's getting worse. Why aren't you taking more days off?
Because I feel great and I've gone through my antibiotic and I feel wonderful, but my voice just won't come back. So if anyone knows any home remedies, I've been getting some tips. It makes me think of, remember, you would always tease Eric about the hot toddy.
Oh yeah, the
What
hot
is that?
toddies.
So maybe I need to find a hot
Actually,
toddy.
you know what? You probably could. Well, there's two different types of hot toddy, dear.
Right. And I think I probably want the one that doesn't make me feel better.
You want the real hot toddy.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it. But I do
Okay.
feel well. I think it's from all the shows. By the time I get to Midday, it's just
you.
out. So
I got
sorry,
you.
everyone.
Hey everyone, well we're going to jump straight into it. Now
Okay.
you know how I feel about high heels.
You know
well,
how I feel.
They have been a staple of fashion for decades, but it's the price of beauty worth the real pain. Daily Mail says that over the last year, the number of sales for mini heels under 3 inches have passed the number for high heels over 4 inches. This means that the higher the better attitude is now outdated. High heel shoes can have long-lasting negative health effects, and we're not talking about tripping or falling. There are 5 that have massive side effects. But before we get to that, Lisa, you wear high.
I guess they seem like they're what, maybe 3.5 inches, something like
No,
that?
Four.
4? You think they're
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
And they're a little
Yeah.
platform. I like the ones that are a little platform
Yeah,
in the
so that
front.
means an extra inch on top.
Exactly.
So where your heel may be 3 inches,
Right.
you're really wearing 4-inch heels.
Right, and I like that because I'm not arched as much and it's not as hard on my feet. So I prefer to wear shoes that are like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was
think our
wondering.
light just came back
Yeah,
on.
there it is. But yeah, I was thinking about this story, how, the sales of these lower heels are now taking off. It's because women have been wearing those high 4-inch heels for so long now, that for a year or so, and now their
What do
feet are
you got
killing
on
them.
today,
They have to go
Katie?
lower.
You got 4
okay,
plus.
so everyone knows how I feel. I prefer tennis shoes. I actually don't like those little mini heels. I think they're ugly. But I don't like
They're
heels.
grandma's shoes.
I don't like high heels either. I like tennis shoes. No matter
What's
what
a tennis
you wear.
shoe? Hold on.
A sneaker. So, for example, for Good Morning Kentucky,
I'm gonna walk off
I
this
wore
set in a minute.
sneakers. But Troy enforces the heel rule. So I put them at my desk. I put them on to walk
Good
out
girl.
here, and then I leave them.
And I love you for
tennis
that.
shoes.
What about loafers? What about loafers? You wear loafers, so.
Yeah, well, I think a loafer is fine for a pair of jeans or something like that, but I just feel that, and don't get me the wrong way, people, I just feel women really look well put together when they've got a gorgeous heel on and a beautiful lipstick. Do you know what I mean? I just feel it polishes the look. It may be a little old-fashioned. I remember my grandma always wore a heel. She always, just before she walked out, she'd go over to the fridge, pull out the lipstick, put the lipstick on and pop the lipstick back in the fridge. I don't know why it was kept in the fridge. But I always thought, and I just think it's such a beautiful look for a lady. Now I know there are major health concerns about it, so we're going to run through them now.
Let's talk about it.
Of course, we're going to pop up 5. Now, number 1 is damaging your toenails.
Okay.
That is a bit of an issue because I've seen quite a few.
Or even your toes.
Are you ready for this one? Worsen bunions. Do you have bunions?
I don't.
No,
Okay.
I haven't had that issue.
Okay.
haven't either.
But I don't wear heels.
Yeah.
So.
You never wear heels at all
No.
socially?
That's why I leave them here at work.
I wear heels so much that my feet feel more comfortable in heels. too.
Okay.
They do.
All right. Well, let's bring on the next one. Increased knee and hip pain, they say, as well. Also, increase your risk of osteoarthritis. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
And muscle pain and spasms.
Ah.
I don't know. Tell us out there at home whether you have any of those issues when it comes to wearing high heels.
Well, what I really like now is there's so many of those comfort companies shoes where you can get nice professional looking shoes that are not heels. So I think there's a good balance out there.
So I would feel about them like I do with the yoga pants that you wear to work.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing yoga pants with the heels right now.
I just.
And it looks great. It looks great.
I know.
It
I
does.
know.
She looks great.
No, I'm not saying it's just I'm old-fashioned. It is. Tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page and tell us whether you think I'm being a bit old-fashioned while coffee...
Don't make me laugh.
While Christy, Kathy, coffee. Because you're coughing so much, I can't remember your name. Katie, don't cough up a lung.
Okay, don't make me laugh.
Okay, if you're a parent, then you know the cost of raising kids continue to rise. Part of the reason is because of an increase in childcare costs. So how much are Americans spending to have someone watch their kids? We're going to put up a map of the average family monthly cost of childcare for a toddler, and I do believe in Kentucky it's around about $12,000 a year.
Okay, yeah.
Just
I
to
would
go to
believe that.
childcare.
Yes, I believe that.
That's correct, you think?
Yes. I was thinking $200 a week, so that does just about come into that.
You're not
same
going to
range.
believe this, but I quickly went online and I looked at what it would cost to raise a child from kindergarten through to the age of 17 in 3 different countries. And we talked about this before on camera. In England, it's $319,000. And America, it's $233,000. Australia, it's $406,000. Such a big discrepancy when it comes to the amount of money. Now, I also know in Australia, daycare can cost up to $100 a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I know that because my sister owned one, and it wasn't for the high-end people. It was for every day.
Really?
Yeah.
It was that expensive?
Crazy. And I couldn't understand it. So when I was told $12,000 a year here, and think about that, everyone, that's $12,000 after tax.
But that's not full-time childcare, right?
I would assume not.
Yeah,
Actually,
obviously, yeah.
I mean, it's during the day, so it would be a working, schedule. You drop them off in the morning, pick them up at 5.
Yeah, so what's the normal schedule?
I actually would have thought it'd be more because I know it's so expensive. Not that obviously 12,000 is a lot, but
what do you get back from the government? Like in Australia, I know they have something called parent something.
Yeah.
And you get some money each year from the government.
Yeah, I think there was a tax break on it, on some of
But
the
they've
money, not
stopped
all
that,
of
haven't
it.
they?
What's that?
Haven't they stopped the parent tax break here?
Yeah, I
thought that they were starting
We're
it.
increasing it.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't.
Because couldn't you write your kids off? I mean that in the nicest
Well,
way.
you obviously put your dependents
Sometimes you want
on
to.
Yeah,
your taxes.
dependents. Yeah, so your kids are a dependent.
Right.
So that $12,000 a year becomes a tax deduction, I would assume. Child endowment, that's what we used to call it in Australia. I used to tell my mother to give me the money because I was the one that needed the endowment. No wonder she sent me away. It's a dreadful child. Do you think that's a lot of money? You were saying
Yeah,
that...
absolutely. And I think
think
that's why we have so many people that even if both parents have jobs, there's one person that has to kind of scale back when the kids are younger.
Yeah.
Because how can you afford that childcare at the same time? So.
And
Yeah.
I don't know.
childcare is just for a few years. Then they go to primary school and high school, and just the average cost, as we said, $233,000. That also doesn't include university. That doesn't include wear and tear on your life for these kids. Do you know what I mean?
all the sports fees
All the
and
sports
everything.
fees. Well, raising children is part of that. They take that across the board.
Yeah.
Clothing and school fees and things like that. Tell us what you think. If you think $1,000 a month for childcare is crazy, on Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. Hey, an honest mistake landed a Delta passenger with a $500 fine. Crystal is her name, flew from Paris to Minneapolis, and since she had a connecting flight to Denver, she decided to save an apple she was given as part of the in-flight service. But before she reached her next flight, she was stopped by a Customs and Border Patrol agent because fresh produce are violations with international travels. She offered to throw the apple away, but instead was taken to a back room and served with papers and said she had 20 days to pay the fine. It was $500.
Yes.
That's an expensive apple that you got for free.
Yes, it was.
Do you think it's wrong?
You know what? I do. I think it's very. I think the airlines should be fully aware of the fact that fresh produce, as much as I love it, I would love to have an apple on a plane versus the snack crackers or cookies that they're giving. I would like that. But if it's going to be, if she's coming internationally, there's going to be a problem. If she sticks it in a bag, I would make that mistake easily. I know I would. I would get the apple and be like, oh, I'll eat it later and just stick it in my purse or whatever. I mean, how many times do we do that when we get a snack on the plane? I do stick them in my purse. So I could see how she did that unknowingly.
By accident.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah,
by
I can see how
accident.
she did it, but it's still the rule. And
It is
It
the
And
rule.
on
It is
all
the
the
rule.
international flights coming back in, when they go around and hand you the papers to declare things, they remind you, declare all produce, declare all
Yeah.
this. So innocent mistake. Do I think it should be $500? No,
Right.
but she did break the rule, and you have to declare it like that.
I do remember, I do find it interesting in America when you fly into America. And I'm just trying to remember whether when you fly into Australia, they put this spray through the plane. It comes out of the mists or something, and it like gets rid of any issues. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember what it's called.
Huh.
But and you have to throw your fruit and vegetables away as well. But I just think they do tell you over the speaker.
Yeah, and it says in the
do.
forms, and you have to go to the electronic thing and
And
declare
let's
your
just
stuff.
say
so
that apple had a worm in it, and she threw. No, I'm serious. And she threw it away. It could. No, I'm serious. That's the reason. Fruit
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
And maybe worms
Yeah.
or a disease on the fruit.
Right.
It could wipe out the agriculture.
Right. No, I
community.
understand the rule completely. I understand it. It's just a matter of, it was the plane itself that gave her the apple. It wasn't like she was trying to sneak it on or anything like that. It was
Yes,
the
but
flight.
U.S. Customs fined her, not the,
Exactly.
not the airline.
No, I understand, but it was still an international flight. Why would they give an apple to passengers knowing that could
Well, I
end
think
up
they have
in their
fruit
bags?
because you
I-
have fruit salad when they give you fruit salad.
I just wonder how many other passengers have been fined for the same incident. That's what I was thinking.
I just think that they do warn you. Like, you have to
Yes, they do.
declare
I'd like to
everything.
know
You have
how
to-
they remembered she had it.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
like if you're at a duty free once you get in, and let's say you buy, I've done this before on trips where you buy, let's say the duty free, like a large bottle of liquor that you're bringing, or alcohol to bring someone like as a gift.
Right.
If when you land on your connection, you don't put that into a stowaway
Yep.
bag, they'll chuck it because you can't bring that much liquid
that's
in
you're
your
right. I forgot
carry-on.
about
And you
that.
may say, well, they sold it to you at the
Airport.
inside, but you have to know what the rules are for your next domestic flight. $500 is crazy, but she did break the rules. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but as I said, could wipe out billions of dollars
It
worth
could.
of industry.
Yeah, it could.
I know that sounds dramatic.
Mm.
Tell us what you think. Okay, everyone, some people dream about finding their perfect match, but what if you find that special someone and there are some things they do not have in common with you? Here are a list of things. Did you send this in, Katie?
Yeah.
Here are a list of things that are okay to have differing opinions
It
on.
can still work
It
if
could
this
still
is
work.
wrong.
Hobbies and interests. Well, I agree. I don't want a
Okay.
partner that does everything the same as me.
Right.
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Man friend one doesn't do everything you do, does he?
Yeah.
I do have.
This next one, or the third one. no.
Well, political beliefs. I think it's good to have a little disagreement
Yeah,
about
I think so
politics.
too.
It keeps the marriage going on.
I think that you have to have equal interest in it, though.
Yes.
You can disagree, but if one person cares a lot about politics and the other doesn't, I think there's a disconnect.
Okay, taste in movies, music, and TV.
I hate all of Manfred's movies and music. I hate it. He has like the movies
Can
of
I
a
just
teenage
say to
boy.
you? Can I
hate
just
it.
say to you? I've been at your house with Manfriend One once, and the music was appalling.
I agree.
What
I
was it?
agree.
What was the music? What is he
I
like?
told you that's the taste of a teenage boy.
Yeah, I tuned out. After that, I had to take my shoes off, which I didn't, and then listen to the
Yeah.
music.
So we
I
differ
was
there,
done.
but love him anyway.
Capacity for socializing. I sort of like it if you have your own friends, man.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
preferences for cleanliness and organization. Here's another thing. You move in with me, I got a housekeeper. I don't care whether you pick up your towel. Someone's going to do it for us.
I kind of disagree with this, though. I think that they say that this is okay to be different on, but I don't think so. I think you'll drive the other person crazy. If you're really clean and organized and they're not, I don't think it can work.
I don't allow it in my head because I believe in a second bedroom. I believe in a second bathroom, your own wardrobes. This is my space. Go mess up your own room.
But if that's all messy, you wouldn't care.
Or they wouldn't be encroaching in my space.
Okay.
Yeah, just close the door.
No, I just closed the door. I have to block that out because I know what I'm like, and I would ruin a relationship.
Okay.
So you just close the
I
door,
just-
just let them.
I'll just get the housekeeper in extra days. Do you know what I mean? And I'll just work a bit harder to
Yeah.
pay for it. That's the way I
Yeah.
feel. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Hey everyone, do you want to experience Cirque du Soleil live? Now's your chance to see if their production of Corteo. If you'd like to enter to win, all you have to do is head over to WTVQ.com and click on the contest tab, everyone. From there, you will see a link where all you have to do is provide a valid email address. Now, as I said, if you're not lucky enough to win the prize, you'll have to buy your own ticket this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. There's the prize, there's the times on the screen now. Of course, it's over there at Rupp Arena. Alrighty, coming up, Wells Plastic Surgery and Skincare will walk us through a lip lift procedure. You're watching Midday Kentucky. We'll be right back.